I'm bound to a goddess system. But I'm a guy. 18-year-old Yoon Jiho has had one problem his entire life. He's ridiculously beautiful. With long eyelashes, flawless skin, delicate features, and silky black hair, strangers constantly mistake him for a girl. He's asked which cosmetics he uses, receives love letters from both boys and girls, and is regularly dragged into Miss Campus contests despite loudly insisting he's a guy. The problem? He's completely straight. He likes action movies, basketball, spicy ramen, and oversized hoodies. He just wants to live a normal, peaceful life. Then one ordinary morning, congratulations, you have been selected as the host of the goddess system. The what? Apparently, due to a cosmic mistake, a system meant for the world's future goddess has attached itself to him. Before Jiho can protest, starter reward, beauty plus 10. Wait, I don't need more beauty. Now his appearance becomes even more breathtaking every time he completes quests. The goddess system expects him to become elegant, graceful, adored, and inspirational. But Jiho keeps using the rewards to live as normally as possible. Unfortunately, the prettier he becomes, the harder normal life gets. Teachers mistake him for a transfer student from the girls' department. Old ladies try to introduce him to their grandsons. Fashion brands beg him to model. Cosplayers think he's one of them. And the system happily announces, host's femininity has increased by 2%. That's not a compliment. Can Jiho survive school, society, and an overenthusiastic goddess system that refuses to admit it chose the wrong person? Or will he forever remain the world's most beautiful guy? A fact that annoys him every single day. The story is a light-hearted comedy centered on hilarious misunderstandings, absurd system quests, wholesome friendships, and Jiho's increasingly desperate attempts to convince everyone. I'm a man. Chapter 1. The pretty boy everyone mistakes for a girl. The first thing Yoon Jiho heard that morning was his mother's voice. Jiho, you'll be late. I'm awake. He dragged himself out of bed with messy black hair covering his eyes. After taking a quick shower, he threw on his school uniform without even bothering to look in the mirror. He didn't need to. Looking in the mirror only reminded him of his greatest lifelong problem. Seriously. His reflection stared back. Smooth porcelain skin, long eyelashes, bright violet-gray eyes inherited from his grandmother, soft pink lips, a slim face that looked more elegant than handsome. If someone saw only his face, 99 out of 100 people would confidently say, "What a beautiful girl. I'm a guy." He sighed for what felt like the millionth time. Outside his apartment, an elderly neighbor smiled brightly. "Oh my. Good morning, young lady." Jiho smiled awkwardly. "Good morning. Are you going to school?" "Yes." "What grade are you in?" "Third year. My granddaughter is also." "Grandma," he gently interrupted. "I'm a boy." Silence. The old lady blinked. I'm really a boy. Oh my goodness. She covered her mouth. "I'm so sorry. It happens. It shouldn't happen this often." Jiho laughed helplessly before continuing toward the bus stop. At the bus stop, a little girl tugged on her mother's sleeve. "Mommy." "Yes, that big sister is really pretty." Jiho closed his eyes. The mother smiled politely. "Your daughter is adorable." Jiho slowly turned. "I'm not her daughter. I'm a high school boy." The woman nearly dropped her coffee. I'm sorry." The little girl tilted her head. Really? Really? Oh." She thought for a moment. "You're the prettiest boy ever." That somehow hurt even more. The bus arrived. Jiho happily stepped inside. Finally. Peace. Or so he thought. The driver looked at him. "Young lady, student discount." Jiho pointed at his own chest. "I'm a boy." The driver froze. "Sorry." The passengers nearby quietly laughed. Jiho wanted to disappear. At school, the security guard stopped him. "Excuse me." Jiho turned around. "The girls' building is over there. I'm in class 3A. "That's the boys' building." "I know. I'm a boy." The guard blinked several times before scratching his head. "I should probably get my eyes checked." Inside class 3A, his best friend, Kong Minwoo, burst into laughter the moment Jiho entered. PFF'd. Jiho dropped his bag. "Don't. Ha ha ha. I said don't. You got mistaken again. 5 times. It's only 8 in the morning." "I know." Minwoo slammed his desk while laughing. "I'm sorry." "No, you're not. I'm really not." The entire classroom laughed. Jiho buried his face on the desk. Their homeroom teacher entered. Good morning, everyone. The students stood. Good morning. The teacher checked attendance. Kang Minwoo. Present. Lee Yun. Present. Yoon Jiho. Present. The teacher looked up. He looked back at the attendance sheet. Then at Jiho. Excuse me. Yes. Who are you? Yoon Jiho. I don't remember having a female student. The class exploded with laughter. Jiho sighed. I'm male. The teacher adjusted his glasses. Really? Really? Welcome back. During lunch, Jiho finally thought he could eat peacefully. He bought the spiciest ramen in the cafeteria and happily sat in a quiet corner. This is nice. Slurp. Before he finished his second bite, 3 girls sat nearby. So pretty. Look at his eyelashes. I wish I looked like that. Then, 4 boys sat at another table. Bro, he's unreal. Is he an idol trainee? I heard he's actually a guy. No way. Seriously. Soon, nearly every nearby seat was occupied. Not because the cafeteria was full. Because people wanted to secretly look at him while eating. Jiho stared at his ramen. Can I transfer schools? Minwoo casually sat across from him. No. Why? They'll still follow you. Jiho groaned dramatically. School ended. As Jiho walked home alone, he finally relaxed. No one called me, miss, for almost an hour. He smiled. Maybe today wasn't so. Everything froze. The wind stopped. The birds stopped moving. The falling leaves hung motionless in the air. Jiho blinked. What is this? A brilliant golden light appeared before him. Tiny sparkles floated through the frozen street. A transparent window slowly materialized. Searching for compatible host. Huh. Compatibility confirmed. What? Synchronization complete. A cheerful feminine voice echoed inside his head. Congratulations. You have been selected as the host of the goddess system. Jiho stared at the glowing screen. Then looked behind him. Then back at the screen. You definitely have the wrong person. The screen cheerfully flashed. Error. No mistake detected. Jiho pointed at himself. I'm a guy. The system remained silent for 2 seconds. Then, host confirmed. Jiho's eye twitched. This is going to be a problem. The glowing screen shimmered as if it couldn't wait to begin. Chapter 2. A system appears. Jiho stared at the floating window. The glowing screen sparkled happily. Congratulations, host. Welcome to the goddess system. No. The system paused. Pardon. I decline. Request denied. I wasn't asking. Your opinion has been respectfully ignored. Jiho rubbed his temples. This has to be a dream. He pinched his cheek. Ow. Still real. The golden screen floated closer. Host information. Name. Yoon Jiho. Gender. Male. Jiho pointed triumphantly. See. I'm male. The system chimed cheerfully. Confirmed. Then why are you a goddess system? Another window appeared. Answer. Unknown. Possibility 1. Cosmic mistake. Possibility 2. Fate. Possibility 3. Extremely unlucky host. Definitely number 3. Jiho looked around. The street remained frozen. Cars stood still. Birds floated in midair. Even a falling leaf hadn't moved. So, only I can move. Correct. This is creepy. Correction. This is divine. Still creepy. A tiny fairy-like mascot suddenly popped out of the screen. She wore a tiny white dress, had golden wings, and floated around Jiho's head. Hello. Jiho jumped. The fairy giggled. My name is Lumia. I'll be your guide. You're serious. Very. She proudly puffed out her tiny chest. I've guided 32 wonderful goddess hosts. Jiho slowly raised his hand. How many of them were men? Lumia looked away. None. I knew it. Lumia nervously smiled. But every first time is special. It shouldn't be. You'll do great. I won't. You already have amazing qualifications. Jiho frowned. What qualifications? Lumia happily pulled out a scroll. She read aloud. Beautiful. Jiho frowned. Kind. Elegant. Graceful. Perfect facial symmetry. Long eyelashes. Naturally soft voice. Excellent skin. Very high beauty compatibility. Jiho's eye twitched. Those aren't qualifications. They absolutely are. Jiho folded his arms. I play basketball. Wonderful. I like action movies. So elegant. I eat spicy ramen. Very goddess-like. I build model robots. Refined hobbies. I snore. Lumia blinked. We'll ignore that one. A loud notification echoed. Ding! A brand new quest appeared. Beginner mission. Smile at your guide. Difficulty. 1 star. Reward. Beauty plus 10. Goddess points times 100. Penalty. Guide will cry. Jiho looked at Lumia. She was already making puppy eyes. You're cheating. It's an official mission. I refuse. Lumia's lips trembled. Oh okay. I understand. I'll just cry forever. Tiny tears formed. Jiho sighed. Fine. He forced the most awkward smile imaginable. It looked painfully unnatural. Mission complete. Lumia instantly stopped crying. Yay. You weren't even crying. Hee hee. Mission complete. Golden light exploded around Jiho. What now? A warm breeze surrounded him. Tiny sparkles danced around his body. That's it. Lumia nodded excitedly. Check your status. A new screen appeared. Yoon Jiho. Level 1. Gender. Male. Title. Temporary goddess candidate. Beauty. 100 right pointing arrow 110. Charm. 75. Grace. 20. Luck. 5. Goddess points. 100. Jiho reread one line. Then reread it again. Temporary what? Lumia smiled brightly. Congratulations. You're officially a goddess candidate. I reject the title. Request denied. I reject your rejection. Request denied again. Jiho buried his face in his hands. This is bullying. It builds character. It builds stress. Another notification appeared. Passive skill unlocked. Natural fragrance LV.1. Description. Your body naturally emits a refreshing floral scent. Jiho froze. Floral. He sniffed his sleeve. Why do I smell like flowers? Lumia clapped happily. So fresh. I don't want to smell fresh. Another notification. Passive skill activated. Skincare blessing LV.1. Wait, I don't even use skincare. You don't need it anymore. This system is terrifying. Time suddenly resumed. Cars started moving. Birds flew away. The frozen leaf landed on the ground. Everything returned to normal. Except, Jiho wasn't. He stared at the glowing screen still floating beside him. So you're not leaving? Nope. Ever. Nope. Lumia smiled brightly. We'll be together forever. Jiho looked toward the sky. Why me? As if answering his question. Another notification popped up. New main quest available. Jiho slowly lowered his head. I already have a bad feeling about this. Chapter 3. Even prettier. The next morning. Beep. 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 Jiho lazily reached for his alarm clock. 5 more minutes. Ding. A familiar voice echoed inside his head. Good morning, host. Jiho's eyes shot open. You're still here. Lumia floated upside down above his bed. Good morning. I made today's schedule. I didn't ask. I know. She smiled proudly. Jiho dragged himself into the bathroom. He splashed cold water onto his face before finally looking into the mirror. Something looked different. His skin looked impossibly smooth. His eyes sparkled more than usual. His lips looked naturally rosy. Even his already long eyelashes somehow looked longer. No. He leaned closer. No, no, no. Lumia appeared beside the mirror. Do you like your reward? This was the reward. She nodded happily. Beauty plus 10. I thought it was just a number. Nope. It affects reality. Jiho stared at himself in horror. I was already pretty enough. Exactly. So we made you prettier. Who asked you to? After reluctantly getting dressed, Jiho headed to school. He kept his head down, hoping no one would notice. Please. Just one normal day. The universe laughed. At the apartment entrance, the same elderly neighbor from yesterday spotted him. Oh my. She gasped dramatically. Young lady. Jiho sighed. Grandma. I'm still a boy. The old woman blinked. Really? Really? She squinted. But, you're even prettier today. Jiho froze. Even. You look like a celebrity. I don't want to. At the bus stop, a group of middle school girls whispered loudly. Look, she's beautiful. Should we ask for a picture? Jiho turned around. I'm a guy. The girls stared. Seriously. He silently showed them his student ID. One girl covered her mouth. He's somehow prettier than my older sister. Another nodded. Life isn't fair. Jiho wanted the ground to swallow him whole. The bus arrived. The driver from yesterday immediately recognized him. Oh, the handsome young man. Jiho smiled. Finally, someone remembered. The driver scratched his head. Although, You somehow became prettier overnight. Jiho's smile disappeared. Inside the classroom, silence. Everyone stared. Jiho slowly looked around. Why is everyone looking at me? His best friend, Minwoo, stood up. Bro. What? Come here. Jiho walked over. Minwoo grabbed both of Jiho's shoulders. Did you become prettier? You too. The class erupted into chatter. I told you. He really changed. Did he start using skincare? Is he secretly an idol trainee? He looks unreal today. Girls sighed. Boys sighed. Even the class president couldn't stop staring. Jiho buried his face in his desk. Homeroom began. Their teacher entered. He immediately stopped walking. Jiho. Yes. Stand up. Jiho obeyed. The teacher adjusted his glasses. Did something change? No. Really? Really? The teacher slowly nodded. Then you simply became more beautiful. The classroom exploded with laughter. Jiho almost cried. During break, students from other classes started appearing at the classroom door. Excuse me, is Yoon Jiho here? I heard he became even prettier. I wanted to see for myself. Within minutes, the hallway became crowded. People peeked through the windows. Some even took pictures. Jiho hid behind Minwoo. Protect me. Minwoo laughed. No, traitor. Lumia floated beside Jiho, giggling. Popularity increased by 47%. Don't announce that. You've also unlocked a hidden achievement. I don't want it. Too late. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. Walking masterpiece. Cause 50 people to admire your appearance. Completed. Reward. Charm plus 5. Elegant aura LV.1. Golden sparkles surrounded Jiho. Again. Students gasped. Did you see that? He's glowing. He's literally glowing. Jiho glared at Lumia. This is your fault. She proudly saluted. Thank you. I wasn't complimenting you. Lunch was somehow even worse than yesterday. Every nearby table was full. Some students pretended to study while secretly looking at him. Others openly admired him. One first-year student accidentally walked into a pillar because he couldn't stop staring. Ow. Jiho sighed. I'm sorry. The student immediately stood up. And no. It was worth it. What? After school, Jiho escaped to a nearby convenience store. Finally. No students. No crowds. No staring. He grabbed his favorite spicy ramen. This is peace. The cashier smiled. Miss. Jiho slowly looked up. I'm a guy. The cashier froze. My apologies. Jiho paid for his ramen. Before leaving, the cashier quietly muttered. He's the prettiest customer I've ever seen. Jiho heard every word. I just wanted instant noodles. That evening, Jiho collapsed onto his bed. Today's score. He counted on his fingers. Mistaken for a girl. 7 times. Called pretty. 34 times. Asked for my number. 5 times. Lumia floated beside him. Congratulations. For what? You've officially adapted to goddess life. I absolutely have not. The system chimed. Daily report complete. Beauty synchronization, stable. Host attractiveness increased successfully. Jiho stared blankly at the ceiling. This is only day 2. He suddenly had a terrifying realization. He slowly turned toward Lumia. Wait, what? If beauty keeps increasing, will I keep getting prettier? Lumia smiled innocently. Of course, I'm doomed. Chapter 4, The First Quest. The moment Jiho opened his eyes. Ding. A bright golden notification appeared above his bed. Main quest. Gracefully help 5 people today. Progress. 0/5. Time limit. 24 hours. Reward. Elegant aura LV.1. Beauty plus 5. Goddess points times 300. Failure penalty. Permanent bed hair for 7 days. Jiho stared blankly. Permanent bed hair. Lumia nodded seriously. It's terrifying. I don't care about bed hair. You will when it can't be fixed. You're threatening me with bad hair. It's very effective. Jiho sighed. Fine, I'll help people, but I'm not doing it gracefully. Lumia smiled. You don't have a choice. First person. On the way to school. An old man struggled to carry 2 heavy grocery bags. Jiho instinctively walked over. Need some help? Oh, the old man smiled. Thank you, young lady. I'm a guy. Never mind. Jiho carried the groceries anyway. Ding. Quest progress 1/5. Lumia clapped. Perfect. I literally just carried groceries. But you smiled politely. I always smile politely. Exactly. Second person. At the station, a little boy cried while looking around. I can't find mommy. Jiho crouched down. What's your name? Minho. Don't worry. We'll find her. After asking the station staff for help, the boy was reunited with his mother. She bowed repeatedly. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. The little boy looked at Jiho. Pretty big sister. Jiho forced a smile. Big brother. Oh, pretty big brother. Close enough. Quest progress 2/5. Third person. At school, a first-year student accidentally dropped every notebook she was carrying. Papers flew everywhere. Jiho immediately knelt down. I'll help. No, it's okay. It's faster together. Several students secretly watched. He's so kind. He even kneels elegantly. Everything he does looks beautiful. Jiho heard every word. Please stop narrating my life. Quest progress 3/5. Lunch break. Jiho happily opened his lunchbox. I'm finally eating. Ding. Emergency side quest. Help someone before eating. Reward. Random snack. Absolutely not. Lumia gasped. Host. Food is waiting. So is destiny. My fried chicken is destiny. Right then, a teacher entered the cafeteria. My documents. They blew outside. Jiho looked through the window. Hundreds of papers floated across the courtyard. He slowly looked at his lunch. Goodbye. For 20 minutes, Jiho chased papers around campus. Students joined him. Eventually, every document was recovered. The exhausted teacher bowed. Thank you. Jiho smiled weakly. No problem. His lunch was cold. Quest progress 4/5. Side quest complete. Reward. Chocolate bread. I lost fried chicken. And got bread. Lumia happily bit into invisible air. Bread is delicious. School ended. Jiho only needed one more good deed. One. Just one. I can do that. On the walk home, a tiny white kitten sat trembling beside the road. Meow. Jiho stopped. Hey. The kitten cautiously looked up. Its paw was caught between broken fence wires. Oh no. Jiho carefully bent down. It's okay. I'll get you out. The frightened kitten scratched his hand. Ow. It's okay. I know you're scared. After several careful minutes, the kitten was free. Meow. Instead of running away, it climbed onto Jiho's shoulder. You're surprisingly friendly. The kitten rubbed against his cheek. Nearby pedestrians immediately melted. Ah, that's adorable. The pretty boy and the kitten. Take a picture. Click, click, click. Jiho blinked. Why are there cameras? Quest complete. Golden light exploded around him. The kitten blinked. Nearby people gasped. He's glowing again. It's an angel. No, it's a model. I think he's a fairy. Jiho looked toward the sky. I'm literally just holding a cat. A warm breeze surrounded him. His body felt lighter. Skill acquired. Elegant Aura LV.1. Passive effect. People naturally feel calm, comfortable, and happy around you. That sounds dangerous. It isn't. Lumia cheered. It's wonderful. Jiho immediately noticed the effect. People nearby smiled without realizing why. Even the nervous kitten completely relaxed. It's already working. That evening, Jiho collapsed onto his bed. I completed your quest. Yep. I helped 5 people. Yep. I'm exhausted. Worth it. No. Lumia ignored him. She happily opened another notification. Daily summary. People helped. 5. Mistaken for a girl. 8. Compliments received. 42. Pictures taken without permission. 17. Cats befriended. 1. Jiho stared at the last line. Cats befriended. Congratulations. You've unlocked another statistic. Please stop adding statistics. The system chimed one last time before bedtime. Host performance. Excellent. Tomorrow's quests will become slightly more difficult. Jiho pulled the blanket over his head. I already regret tomorrow. Chapter 5. Boys keep confessing. Monday morning. Jiho had barely stepped through the school gate when a second-year student suddenly blocked his path. He held a small pink envelope in both hands. His face was completely red. Jiho blinked. Yes, I've liked you for a long time. Could you please go out with me? The entire school entrance fell silent. Jiho looked around. Who? You? Me? Yes. Jiho pointed at himself. I'm a guy. The student laughed awkwardly. Haha. Good one. I'm serious. The student froze. You're a guy. Jiho nodded. Yes. The second year stared for several long seconds before bowing 90 degrees. I'm so sorry. Then he ran away at full speed. Jiho sighed. That makes 6 this year. Lumia floated beside him. Congratulations. For what? Your first confession after joining the goddess system. That isn't something to celebrate. Inside the classroom, Minwoo immediately noticed Jiho's exhausted expression. What happened? I got confessed to. Again. Jiho nodded. They thought I was a girl. Yep. They ran away. Yep. Minwoo couldn't hold it anymore. PFFFFT. You're laughing. I absolutely am. During first period, a folded note landed on Jiho's desk. He quietly opened it. Meet me behind the gym after class. Please come alone. Jiho slowly looked around the classroom. No one admitted to sending it. Minwoo leaned over. Love letter. I hope not. After school, Jiho reluctantly walked behind the gym. Please let this be about homework. Someone was already waiting. A tall third-year senior. Handsome. Captain of the basketball team. He smiled nervously. You came. You wanted to see me. The senior took a deep breath. I'll be honest. I fell in love at first sight. Jiho's soul nearly left his body. Sir. Yes. I'm a guy. The senior blinked. Really? Jiho silently showed his student ID. The senior rubbed his forehead. I've embarrassed myself. It happens. I've never made this mistake before. It happens to me every week. The senior looked at Jiho again. That changes absolutely nothing. Jiho froze. Excuse me. I know you're a guy. I still like you. Silence. A leaf drifted between them. Jiho stared blankly. What? The senior scratched his cheek awkwardly. I don't really care. I like you. Please think about it. He placed a chocolate bar into Jiho's hands before quietly walking away. Jiho remained frozen for nearly an entire minute. Lumia squealed. Host. What? That was a genuine confession. I noticed. Your charm is working. I don't want it to work. The next day, rumors spread through the entire school. They say the basketball captain confessed. No way. Did Jiho accept? I heard he rejected him. I heard Jiho's actually a boy. So. Fair point. Jiho slammed his forehead against his desk. Why? Lunch break. Jiho escaped to the rooftop. Finally. Peace. He happily opened his lunchbox. No people. Perfect. The rooftop door opened. No. 3 first-year boys entered. They looked around before spotting Jiho. There he is. Jiho sighed. What is it? The shortest boy stepped forward. We wanted to ask something. What? Can we be friends? Jiho blinked. That's it. The boys nodded enthusiastically. We think you're really cool. And really kind. We don't care what everyone else says. We know you're a guy. Jiho smiled. For the first time that week. A genuine smile. Sure. I'd like that. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. True friendship. Make friends with people who appreciate you for who you are. Reward. Charm +3. Friendship aura LV.1. Jiho looked at the notification. This reward. I actually don't mind. Lumia smiled warmly. See. Not every quest is embarrassing. Don't get used to me agreeing with you. Hee hee. That evening, Jiho walked home with a small smile. Maybe. Just maybe. Things wouldn't be so bad after all. Then his phone vibrated. He looked at the screen. Unknown number. Hello, Jiho. Would you like to become our fashion model? Another message arrived. Our entertainment company would like to invite you to audition. Another. Luxury skincare brand collaboration inquiry. Another. Please reply. Jiho stared silently. Then, he slowly turned off his phone. Tomorrow is definitely going to be worse. Chapter 6. The Fashion Scout. Jiho had barely stepped outside the school gates when a sleek black van slowly pulled up beside him. The tinted window rolled down. A woman wearing a stylish black suit smiled politely. Excuse me. Jiho looked around. Me? Yes. She handed him a business card. Lux Model. Agency. No. The woman blinked. I haven't said anything yet. I already know what you're going to ask. The woman stepped out of the van. My name is Han Sujin. I'm a talent scout. We'd like to invite you to become one of our models. Jiho immediately bowed. I'm sorry. I have no interest. She smiled confidently. Don't refuse so quickly. We offer excellent contracts. I still refuse. Training. No. Photo shoots. No. Commercials. No. Free snacks. Jiho paused. No. Lumia floated beside him. You almost said yes. I did not. You absolutely did. Just then, Minwoo walked out of the school. Jiho. He noticed the expensive van. Whoa. He looked at the business card. Wait. Luxe model. The scout smiled. Your friend has incredible potential. Minwoo looked at Jiho. Bro. You're getting scouted. I know. This is awesome. It isn't. Sujin politely continued. We don't mind that you're male. In fact, she opened a tablet. We're specifically looking for beautiful male models. Jiho froze. What? We noticed your photos online. My what? She showed him the screen. There were dozens. No. Hundreds of candid photos. At school. On the bus. Buying ramen. Petting the kitten. Even drinking juice. Who took these? Minwoo quietly looked away. Jiho narrowed his eyes. Minwoo. It wasn't me. You looked away. Instinct. The scout continued. Your popularity has exploded. Our company believes you'll become a national sensation. Jiho looked horrified. I just want to graduate. Ding. Emergency quest. Maintain your composure during professional recruitment. Current progress. 0/1. Reward. Grace +5. Goddess points ×200. Failure. Trip dramatically in public. Seriously. Lumia nodded. Very serious. Jiho took a deep breath. Miss Han. Yes, I'm honored. But I really want a normal high school life. The scout smiled warmly. I expected that answer. She handed him another card. Our offer will remain open. If you ever change your mind, please call. Jiho accepted it politely. Mission complete. Golden sparkles floated around him. The scout's eyes widened. Even his manners are elegant. Lumia proudly crossed her arms. I trained him. You've known me for 4 days. As the van drove away, Minwoo stared at Jiho. Bro. What? You just rejected one of the biggest agencies in the country. I know. Why? Jiho answered without hesitation. I hate cameras. Fair. The next morning, the rumors spread faster than wildfire. Did you hear? Jiho rejected Luxe Model Agency. No way. He's incredible. He must already be famous. Girls sighed. Boys sighed. Teachers sighed. Even the principal called Jiho to his office. The principal folded his hands. Jiho. Yes. Would you consider representing our school? No. I figured. After school, Jiho stopped by his favorite convenience store. The cashier smiled brightly. Welcome, young. She immediately covered her mouth. I mean, young man. Jiho smiled. Thank you. I remembered this time. She proudly nodded. I won't make the same mistake twice. Jiho finally relaxed. Progress. As she scanned his ramen, she hesitated. Can I ask one question? Sure. Are you really not an idol? Really? Model? No. Actor? No. Prince? What? She laughed nervously. Sorry. You just look unreal. Jiho sighed. It's a curse. That evening, Jiho returned home exhausted. He flopped onto his bed. I survived. Lumia floated beside him. You certainly did. Please. No more scouts. No promises. Ding. A new notification appeared. Daily news. Searches for pretty boy student increased by 328%. Jiho slowly covered his face with a pillow. I'm never leaving my house again. Lumia giggled. I don't think that's possible. Chapter 7. Goddess Skills. The next morning, Jiho woke up feeling strange. He slowly sat up in bed. Why do I feel so refreshed? Lumia floated down from the ceiling with a bright smile. Good morning, host. Morning. You received new passive skills during the night. Jiho immediately frowned. That sentence scares me. Ding. New passive skills unlocked. Elegant walking LV.1. Perfect posture LV.1. Heavenly smile LV.1. Jiho stared at the screen. Can I turn them off? No. Disable them. No. Uninstall them. No. Delete the system. Request denied. Jiho sighed. I knew it. He stood up from his bed. The moment he took his first step, his movements felt unbelievably smooth. Every step was light and graceful. His balance was perfect. Why am I walking like this? Lumia proudly nodded. Elegant walking. I look like I'm filming a commercial. You do. I wasn't complimenting it. Jiho hurried downstairs. His mother looked up from the dining table. Jiho. Yeah. Did you join ballet? What? You walk differently. I don't. She tilted her head. You really do. On the way to school. Jiho deliberately tried to stomp his feet. Thud, thud, thud. Instead, his footsteps somehow still looked elegant. How? Lumia giggled. Passive skills. This is cheating. At a crosswalk, several people unconsciously stepped aside to let Jiho pass. Not because he asked, but because his calm presence made everyone naturally give him space. One office worker whispered, "He's so graceful." Another nodded. Like a prince. Jiho groaned internally. I'm supposed to look normal. As he entered school, Minwoo immediately noticed. Bro, what? Why are you walking like that? Like what? Like you're on a fashion runway. I'm just walking. No, you glided. I walked. You floated. The classroom door opened. Every student turned to look. One girl quietly whispered, "He's beautiful." Another sighed, "He makes the school uniform look expensive." Jiho slowly looked toward the ceiling. Please, somebody save me. Ding. Daily quest. Smile sincerely at 10 people today. Progress. 0/10. Reward. Heavenly smile LV.2. Beauty +3. Jiho blinked. Absolutely not. Lumia smiled innocently. You smile naturally anyway. I'll avoid people. Good luck. First period. The teacher asked Jiho to hand out worksheets. As he walked between the desks, every student thanked him. Jiho politely smiled. Here. Thanks. You're welcome. Ding. Progress. 4/10. Already. You smiled 4 times. I wasn't trying. During lunch, Jiho hid behind the vending machines. No people. No smiles. No quests. Perfect. Jiho. He slowly looked up. 3 first-year students waved. Hello. Without thinking, he smiled politely. Hi. Ding. Progress. 7/10. No. He escaped to the library. Surely, nobody would bother him there. The librarian greeted him. Good afternoon. Jiho automatically smiled. Good afternoon. Ding. Progress. 8/10. It's impossible. As school ended, Jiho only needed 2 more smiles. He decided to ignore everyone. Head down. Walk home. Mission failed. Excuse me. A little girl standing outside a flower shop looked up at him. Mister. Yes, your smile is really pretty. Jiho couldn't help smiling. Thank you. Ding. Progress. 9/10. Before he could leave, the flower shop owner handed him a small sunflower. For making my customer smile. Jiho smiled awkwardly. Thank you. Ding. Quest complete. Golden sparkles erupted around him. Nearby pedestrians gasped. Did you see that? He's glowing again. He's like an angel. Jiho covered his face. Not again. That evening, Lumia happily clapped. You've mastered heavenly smile. I didn't master anything. You smiled naturally all day. Against my will. She giggled. The best smiles always are. Jiho flopped onto his bed. I've learned something. What? The goddess system is unbeatable. Lumia smiled proudly. I know. Jiho buried his face in his pillow. I'm never winning against this thing. Chapter 8. Lunch Disaster. The lunch bell finally rang. Ring. Jiho stood up so quickly that Minwoo blinked. You're excited? Jiho nodded seriously. For lunch. That's it. I've been waiting all morning. You've become simple. I just want to eat in peace. He grabbed his lunchbox and quietly slipped out of the classroom. No rooftop. No cafeteria. No courtyard. He needed somewhere no one would find him. Then, his eyes landed on a quiet bench beneath a large cherry tree behind the old school building. Perfect. There wasn't a single student nearby. Jiho smiled in relief. I've found paradise. Lumia floated beside him. Host. What? I have a bad feeling. Don't say things like that. Jiho happily opened his lunchbox. Today's menu. Spicy fried chicken. Rice. Egg rolls. Kimchi. Beautiful. He picked up his chopsticks. I'm finally going to enjoy a peaceful lunch. Just as he lifted the first piece of chicken. Excuse me. Jiho froze. He slowly looked up. A first-year student stood nearby. Sorry. Can I sit here? Jiho looked at the dozens of empty benches surrounding them. Sure. The student smiled brightly. Thank you. 5 minutes later, another student arrived. Oh. Jiho is here. Mind if I join? Okay. Then another. Can we sit too? Fine. Another. Wow. I found him. Another. Another. Within 10 minutes, the once empty area had become completely packed. Every bench was occupied. Some students even sat on the grass. Nobody was talking loudly. Nobody was bothering him. They were simply eating while secretly looking at him. Jiho stared blankly at the growing crowd. Why? Minwoo finally found him. He looked around. Bro. What? You accidentally started a fan meeting. I didn't do anything. You existed. Fair. Lumia cheerfully clapped. Congratulations. For what? You've unlocked another hidden statistic. I don't want to know. Ding. Hidden statistic unlocked. People eating near host. Current record. 87. Why is this a statistic? The goddess system tracks everything. That's horrifying. As Jiho finally accepted reality, he picked up another piece of chicken. Before it reached his mouth, a loud crash echoed nearby. Ah, someone had tripped. A second-year student dropped her lunch tray. Food scattered everywhere. Without hesitation, Jiho stood up. Are you okay? I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize. He helped gather the spilled dishes while other students quickly joined in. Within minutes, everything was cleaned. The embarrassed student bowed repeatedly. Thank you. It was nothing. She smiled shyly. You're even kinder than the rumors say. Jiho scratched his cheek awkwardly. Thanks. Ding. Side quest complete. Help someone during lunchtime. Reward. Strawberry milk. Jiho blinked. Actually, I like strawberry milk. Lumia proudly handed him the reward. See, the system isn't always evil. Jiho happily took a sip. Okay, this is pretty good. Unfortunately, the peaceful moment didn't last. The cafeteria doors suddenly burst open. There he is. Jiho slowly turned. Dozens of first-year students rushed outside. He really eats here. I told you. Quick, before the seats are gone. Within seconds, the crowd doubled, then tripled. Teachers walking past stopped in confusion. One teacher whispered, "Why is everyone eating outside today?" Another looked toward Jiho. I think they're following him. The vice principal happened to walk by. He adjusted his glasses. Yoon Jiho. Yes. Did you organize this gathering? No. I believe you. After school, the student council president stopped Jiho in the hallway. We have a request. Please don't. Would you mind eating in the cafeteria tomorrow? Why? So students stop skipping the cafeteria to find you. Wait, this is somehow my fault. The president sighed. Unfortunately. Yes. That evening, Jiho collapsed dramatically onto his bed. I've officially become a lunch attraction. Lumia checked today's report. Daily summary. Lunch companions, 143. Secret photos taken, 52. Strawberry milk earned, 1. Popularity, increasing. Jiho slowly pulled the blanket over his face. Tomorrow, I'm eating at home. Lumia smiled innocently. We'll see. Jiho already knew that wasn't going to happen. Chapter 9, Beauty Ranking. Monday morning began like any other. Jiho stretched, yawned, and reached for his phone. Let's see what's new. The moment he unlocked the screen. Buzz, 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 buzz. Dozens of notifications flooded in. What? Messages from classmates, friends, unknown numbers, even his cousin. Minwoo had sent over 50 messages. The latest one read, "Bro, don't open the internet." Jiho frowned. Too late. Curious, he opened the first link. A popular student forum. The title was impossible to miss. Top 100 Most Beautiful Students in Korea. Rank number 1, Yoon Jiho. Huh. He tapped the post. His eyes widened. There were dozens of candid photos. Walking to school, buying ramen, petting the white kitten, smiling at children, helping strangers. One photo had over 2 million views. Why? Lumia floated beside him. Congratulations, host. No, you reached first place. I don't want first place. He scrolled through the comments. She's unbelievably beautiful. He's actually a guy. No way. Yes way. Impossible. Look at his student ID. Still prettier than me. I refuse to believe that isn't a girl. Even if he's a guy, he's gorgeous. Where does he go to school? Protect this beautiful human. Jiho slowly locked his phone. I want to disappear. When he arrived at school, students were already waiting outside the gate. There he is. Rank number 1. Take a picture. Smile. Flash. 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 Jiho instinctively covered his face. I'm just trying to go to class. Even the security guard laughed. Congratulations. Please don't. Inside the classroom, the atmosphere was even worse. The moment Jiho entered, everyone clapped. Congratulations. Beauty King. National treasure. The face of our school. Jiho slowly placed his bag on the desk. Can I transfer? Minwoo laughed so hard he nearly fell off his chair. No. Homeroom hadn't even started when the classroom door burst open. 3 students from another school stood there. Excuse us. Every student looked over. We came to see Yoon Jiho. Jiho blinked. You came from another school. The tallest student nodded. We wanted to know if the ranking was real. It is. Wow. They quietly bowed. Worth the trip. Then they left. The classroom erupted into laughter. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. Beauty ranking champion. Reward. Beauty +2. Reputation +10. Title. Living masterpiece. Jiho looked horrified. Living what? Lumia proudly spun in the air. It's a very prestigious title. I reject it. Request denied. Of course. During lunch, Jiho wore a face mask and cap. There. No one will recognize me. He entered the convenience store. The cashier smiled. Welcome. She scanned his ramen, then tilted her head. Jiho. How? Your eyes. I forgot about those. As he left, 2 middle school students pointed at him. That's him. The number 1 pretty boy. Jiho immediately walked faster. They walked faster too. He started running. They started running. Soon, half the street was chasing him. I just want ramen. Fortunately, he escaped into a nearby park. Panting, Jiho sat on a bench. This is exhausting. An elderly man feeding pigeons looked over. You seem popular. Unfortunately, the old man chuckled. Popularity isn't always bad. Jiho sighed. I know. I just wish people would see me. As me. The old man smiled kindly. They will. It just takes time. That evening, Jiho opened the ranking one last time. He expected more arguments. Instead, the top comment now read. Whether he's a boy or a girl doesn't matter. He's kind. That's why people admire him. Jiho smiled softly. That's nice. Lumia floated beside him, feeling better. A little. She smiled. See, sometimes popularity isn't about appearance. Don't get philosophical. Hee hee. Just before bedtime. Ding. A brand new golden notification appeared. Main quest. Attend the upcoming school sports festival. Reward. Failure. Jiho stared at the screen. Why are there 3 question marks? Lumia smiled mischievously. It's a surprise. Jiho had an extremely bad feeling. Chapter 10. Sports Festival. The annual sports festival had finally arrived. The school grounds were packed with students, parents, and teachers. Colorful banners fluttered in the wind. Cheers echoed from every corner of the campus. Jiho stared at the crowd with a pale face. There are way too many people. Lumia floated beside him. And they're all excited to see you. That doesn't make me feel better. Minwoo slung an arm over Jiho's shoulder. Today's your chance. My chance for what? To prove you're a man. Jiho's eyes lit up. You're right. No misunderstandings. No beauty rankings. No modeling. I'll dominate the basketball game. Minwoo grinned. That's the spirit. Ding. Festival quest. Participate in the basketball tournament with confidence. Reward. Grace +5. Stamina +3. Goddess points times 500. Penalty. Trip in front of everyone during the opening ceremony. Jiho sighed. Why do your penalties always involve embarrassing me? Lumia smiled innocently. They're motivational. The opening ceremony began. All the athletes marched onto the field. Jiho tried his hardest to walk like a normal teenage boy. Instead, thanks to elegant walking LV.1, every step looked smooth and refined. Students whispered, "Who's that?" "The beauty ranking guy. He walks like a prince." So elegant. Jiho wanted to disappear. The basketball tournament finally started. Class 3A versus Class 3C. The referee blew the whistle. Minwoo tossed the ball to Jiho. Show them. Jiho dribbled confidently. He was actually good at basketball. He dodged one defender, then another. He spun around and jumped. Swish. The ball flew cleanly through the hoop. 3 points. The crowd erupted. That was amazing. So cool. He moved so gracefully. It looked like dancing. Jiho landed perfectly. Dancing. The game continued. Jiho stole the ball again. He sprinted across the court. Thanks to perfect posture and elegant walking, every movement looked impossibly smooth. The girls squealed. The way he runs is so pretty. The boys stared in disbelief. How does someone play basketball like a runway model? Even the sports teacher muttered. I've never seen anyone move like that. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. Elegant athlete. Reward. Agility +3. Charm +2. Jiho groaned. I don't want achievements anymore. Near the end of the match. Class 3A was behind by 1 point. Only 10 seconds remained. Minwoo passed the ball. Jiho. The defenders rushed toward him. He took a deep breath. This is it. He jumped. The world seemed to slow down. The basketball left his fingertips. Everyone watched in silence. Swish. The buzzer sounded. The crowd exploded into cheers. We won. Minwoo tackled Jiho into a hug. You did it. The entire team celebrated. For one glorious moment. No one called him pretty. No one mistook him for a girl. They simply celebrated his winning shot. Jiho smiled. That felt nice. Unfortunately, the piece lasted exactly 30 seconds. The school photographer ran over. Jiho. Yes. Could you recreate that winning pose? Why? We want it for the school magazine. Before Jiho could refuse, dozens of students gathered. Come on, one photo, please. Jiho sighed. Fine. The photographer snapped the picture. Flash, flash, flash. The crowd gasped. He looks like a magazine cover. No, he is a magazine cover. Jiho looked at the sky. Here we go again. That evening, Jiho checked the school's social media page. His winning shot photo had already reached over 500,000 likes. The comments flooded in. He's so cool. He's beautiful and athletic. Is there anything he can't do? I still thought he was a girl. Jiho put his phone face down. I was so close to having one normal day. Lumia giggled. But you won the game. Jiho smiled despite himself. Yeah, I guess I did. As he closed his eyes to sleep, a new notification quietly appeared. New event unlocked. School Festival Committee. Jiho stared at it. Why do I feel like this is going to ruin my life? Chapter 11. The School Festival Committee. The morning after the sports festival, Jiho walked into school expecting everything to return to normal. The festival is over. No more events. No more cameras. No more crowds. Lumia floated beside him with a mysterious smile. You shouldn't say things like that. Why? She pointed ahead. At the entrance of the school building, the student council president was waiting, along with 3 committee members. All of them immediately bowed. Yoon Jiho. Yes, we need your help. Jiho instinctively took 1 step backward. No. The student council president adjusted his glasses. You haven't even heard our request. I already know. You don't. It's something troublesome. You're correct. A few minutes later, Jiho sat inside the student council room. The walls were covered with colorful posters for the upcoming school cultural festival. The president cleared his throat. Our festival ambassador transferred schools last week. Okay. We need someone to replace them. Absolutely not. The committee members looked desperate. You have the highest popularity in school. The students already know you. You're kind, responsible, elegant, photogenic. Jiho slowly covered his face. Please stop. Ding. Main quest. Join the school festival committee. Reward. Leadership LV.1. Goddess points times 600. Special festival outfit. Failure. Every committee member will cry. Jiho looked at Lumia. Seriously. She nodded. They worked really hard. You weaponized emotions again. I prefer the term positive motivation. The committee members looked at Jiho with pleading eyes. Jiho sighed. Fine. The room immediately erupted into cheers. Thank you. You're amazing. We're saved. Jiho muttered under his breath. I'm doomed. For the next several days, Jiho helped decorate classrooms. He carried tables, hung banners, moved chairs, helped paint signs. Surprisingly, he actually enjoyed working with everyone. Pass me the tape. Here. Can someone hold this ladder? I've got it. The atmosphere was lively and fun. Even Lumia stayed unusually quiet. During a break, one of the committee members smiled. You know, you're nothing like the rumors. Jiho blinked. What do you mean? I thought someone as famous as you would act arrogant. Jiho laughed awkwardly. I'm just trying to survive high school. Everyone laughed. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. Reliable teammate. Reward. Cooperation +5. Reputation +3. Jiho smiled. This one's actually nice. Lumia grinned. I told you not every achievement is embarrassing. The next afternoon, the committee gathered to test the festival stage. Someone needed to stand in the center while the lights were adjusted. The president looked around. Jiho. Why me? You're the perfect height. That's suspicious. Before Jiho could escape, he was gently pushed onto the stage. The spotlight turned on. Everyone looked up. The entire auditorium fell silent. Wow. One teacher whispered. He looks like the main character. Another nodded. The lighting suits him perfectly. A first-year student sighed dreamily. He's glowing again. Jiho looked toward the ceiling. I literally just stood here. The photography club happened to walk in. Their leader gasped. Everyone, bring the cameras. Jiho's eyes widened. Wait. Flash. 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 Within seconds, dozens of pictures were taken. Jiho covered his face. I wasn't posing. One photographer smiled. That's the amazing part. After the committee meeting ended, Minwoo met Jiho outside. So, how was committee work? Jiho smiled softly. Actually, it wasn't bad. Minwoo raised an eyebrow. Really? The people were nice. The work was fun, except for the photography ambush. Minwoo burst into laughter. I knew something would happen. That evening, Jiho returned home completely exhausted. He collapsed onto his bed. I helped decorate. I carried furniture. I organized supplies. I smiled at everyone. Lumia checked today's report. Daily summary. Decorations completed, 27. Photos taken, 89. New friends made, 6. Reputation increased. Jiho sighed. At least today wasn't completely chaotic. Lumia smiled knowingly. You might want to enjoy that feeling. Why? The system chimed. New quest available. Prepare for the festival performance. Jiho slowly sat up. Performance. Lumia nodded innocently. Tomorrow should be exciting. Jiho suddenly had a terrible feeling. Chapter 12. The Maid Cafe. The morning of the school cultural festival finally arrived. The entire campus buzzed with excitement. Colorful decorations covered every hallway. Students hurried around in costumes. Some were dressed as knights. Others as pirates. Even the teachers had joined the fun. Jiho smiled. This actually looks fun. Lumia floated beside him. It will be. Why are you smiling like that? The festival committee gathered in the student council room. The president clapped his hands. Everyone. One last announcement. We're short one person for Class 3A's Maid Cafe. Jiho froze. No. The president blinked. I haven't said your name. You were going to. Yes. The room fell silent. One committee member spoke carefully. Our last volunteer got sick this morning. We've already prepared the costume. Jiho slowly stood up. Find someone else. We tried. No. We asked everyone. No. They all refused. Still no. Ding. Emergency quest. Help save your class's maid cafe. Reward. Festival success +100. Goddess points times 1000. Mystery reward. Failure. The maid cafe closes, and your classmates cry. Jiho slowly turned toward Lumia. You did this. I didn't. You absolutely did. I only approved the quest. That's even worse. Minwoo suddenly walked into the room. Oh, they're asking Jiho. Everyone nodded. Minwoo looked at Jiho. Bro, run. Jiho nodded. I was planning to. The committee members quickly surrounded him. Please. Only for 2 hours. We're begging you. You already fit the costume size. Jiho's eye twitched. How do you know that? Nobody answered. That's somehow even scarier. 30 minutes later, Jiho stood inside the changing room, wearing a classic black and white maid uniform. White apron, ribbon, long sleeves, black stockings. He stared blankly into the mirror. I'm quitting school. Lumia clapped excitedly. You look adorable. I look like a maid. You are a maid. I'm a boy. Minwoo peeked through the curtain. Bro, what? You somehow look prettier. Get out. When Jiho stepped into the cafe. Silence. Every customer froze. One girl whispered, he's beautiful. Another covered her mouth. Wait, that's Yoon Jiho. The cafe exploded. The pretty boy is a maid. Students rushed inside. The line stretched all the way outside the building. Teachers arrived. Parents arrived. Even graduates visiting the festival came to see the famous, pretty boy maid. The class president looked at the growing line. We're going to run out of seats. Jiho tried to stay calm. Welcome. Please enjoy your meal. Every time he smiled politely. Customers squealed. So cute. He's too pretty. I can't breathe. Jiho wanted to disappear. Ding. Hidden achievement unlocked. Legendary maid. Reward. Charm +5. Popularity +10. No. I reject this achievement. Request denied. After 2 exhausting hours, the class finally closed the cafe. The class treasurer looked at today's earnings. We broke the school record. Everyone cheered. We did it. The president bowed to Jiho. Thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. Jiho smiled tiredly. I'm glad it helped. The mystery reward finally appeared. Mystery reward. Skill acquired. Mental resistance LV.1. Effect. Slightly reduces embarrassment. Jiho blinked. This is actually useful. Lumia giggled. I knew you'd like it. As Jiho changed back into his normal school uniform, he sighed in relief. Finally, I'm myself again. Just then, his phone vibrated. He looked at the screen. School festival poll. Most memorable student. Yoon Jiho Maid Cafe. Votes. 12,847. Jiho slowly closed his eyes. Why is it always me? Lumia smiled mischievously. Because you're unforgettable. Jiho groaned. I hate how accurate that is. Chapter 13. A completely normal haircut. The morning after the school festival, Jiho stood in front of his bedroom mirror. He stared at his reflection for a long time. I've had enough. Lumia floated into the room. Good morning, host. I'm getting a haircut. Oh, I'm cutting it short. Very short. So short that no one can mistake me for a girl anymore. Lumia blinked. That's your plan. Exactly. An hour later, Jiho arrived at his favorite neighborhood barbershop. The elderly barber smiled warmly. Good morning, Jiho. Good morning, Mr. Park. The usual trim. Jiho shook his head. No, I want something completely different. Mr. Park raised an eyebrow. How different? Jiho took a deep breath. Make me look manly. The barber laughed. I'll do my best. Snip, snip, snip. Locks of black hair fell to the floor. Lumia watched nervously from the corner. This is interesting. After nearly 30 minutes, the haircut was finished. Mr. Park spun the chair around. There. What do you think? Jiho slowly opened his eyes. His hair was now much shorter. The sides were neatly trimmed. His bangs no longer covered his forehead. He looked pretty good. He smiled. This might actually work. Lumia tilted her head. Host. What? You somehow became even prettier. Excuse me. She pointed toward the mirror. Without the longer hair, Jiho's delicate facial features stood out even more. His bright eyes looked larger. His smile looked softer. His face looked even more elegant. No. The barber smiled proudly. I knew a shorter style would suit you. Jiho forced a smile. Thank you. As he walked outside, 2 high school girls immediately gasped. He cut his hair. He's even cuter now. Jiho stopped walking. No. At school, the hallway became strangely quiet. Everyone stared. Minwoo slowly walked over. Bro. What? I don't know how to tell you this. What? You somehow leveled up. What does that even mean? You look even prettier. Jiho almost dropped his bag. I cut my hair to fix that. The girls in the class gathered around. Your haircut is amazing. It makes your eyes stand out. You look like a magazine model. Even the boys nodded. Dude, I wish I looked that good. Jiho looked toward the ceiling. Why? Ding. Daily quest. Accept 10 compliments without running away. Progress. 0 tenths. Reward. Mental resistance LV.2. Goddess points times 700. Penalty. Hair grows back overnight. Jiho froze. You're threatening my haircut. Lumia smiled. The system adapts. The compliments started immediately. Nice haircut. Progress. 1 tenth. You look amazing. Progress. 2 tenths. It suits you perfectly. Progress. 3 tenths. So handsome. Progress. 4 tenths. You should model hairstyles. Progress. 5 tenths. Jiho sighed after each one. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. During lunch, even the cafeteria staff noticed. Oh, new haircut. It looks wonderful. Progress. 8/10. Jiho smiled weakly. Thanks. On his way home, the elderly neighbor who always mistook him for a girl waved excitedly. Jiho. He smiled. Good afternoon, Grandma. She looked closely at him. You got a haircut. I did. She nodded thoughtfully. You're still the prettiest boy I've ever seen. Progress. 9/10. Jiho laughed helplessly. I'll take that. Just before entering his apartment, a little boy playing outside pointed at him. Mom, that handsome big brother has cool hair. Progress. 10 out of 10. Quest complete. Golden sparkles floated around Jiho. He smiled. At least this reward is useful. Skill upgraded. Mental resistance LV.2. Effect. Embarrassment effects greatly reduced. Jiho nodded happily. Finally. I actually needed this. Lumia giggled. See, the goddess system helps. Jiho looked at her. Sometimes. She smiled triumphantly. I'll remember you admitted that. I immediately take it back. That night, Jiho stood in front of the mirror one last time. I still don't understand. I cut my hair. I tried to look tougher. Why did everyone say I became prettier? Lumia floated beside him with a mischievous grin. Host. What? Beauty has many forms. Jiho sighed dramatically. You're impossible. The system chimed one last time. New event incoming. Grandparents Appreciation Day. Jiho's eye twitched. Why do I already feel like this involves me? Chapter 14. Grandparents Appreciation Day. Monday morning. Jiho arrived at school carrying a small gift bag. Inside was a handmade flower arrangement and a handwritten letter for his grandmother. At least today's event sounds wholesome. Lumia floated beside him. I agree. No embarrassing quests. Probably. The school gymnasium had been transformed into a welcoming hall. Rows of chairs filled the room. Dozens of grandparents chatted happily while waiting for the program to begin. Some held cameras. Others carried snacks for their grandchildren. Jiho smiled. They all look excited. Minwoo waved from across the room. Jiho. Over here. Jiho walked over. Where's your grandfather? He got lost trying to find the restroom. Already. He has a terrible sense of direction. Ding. Main quest. Help at least 3 grandparents today. Progress. 0/3. Reward. Kindness +5. Goddess points times 800. Title. Grandchild everyone wants. Penalty. Your grandmother lectures you for 2 hours. Jiho sighed. That penalty is oddly specific. Lumia smiled. It hurts, doesn't it? A little. The opening ceremony began. The principal welcomed everyone before inviting students to guide their grandparents around the campus. Almost immediately, Jiho noticed an elderly woman looking confused. Excuse me. She held a folded map upside down. I'm trying to find class 3A. Jiho smiled warmly. I'll take you there. Oh, thank you, dear. Halfway there, she gently patted his hand. You have such kind eyes. Jiho chuckled. Thank you. Quest progress. 1/3. A few minutes later, Jiho spotted an elderly man struggling to carry several gift boxes. May I help? Oh, would you? Jiho carried the heavy boxes all the way to the gym stage. The old man laughed. You're much stronger than you look. I hear that a lot. Quest progress. 2/3. Later, Jiho found Minwoo's grandfather. He had somehow wandered into the science laboratory. Sir. The old man looked around. Is this the cafeteria? No. I thought something smelled delicious. That's a chemistry experiment. Oh. Jiho couldn't help laughing. I'll take you back. Quest progress. 3/3. Quest complete. Golden sparkles surrounded Jiho. Several grandparents blinked in surprise. My goodness. Did he just shine? He looks like an angel. Jiho buried his face in his hands. Not again. Reward unlocked. Title acquired. Grandchild everyone wants. Passive effect. Older people naturally feel comfortable and happy around you. Jiho looked horrified. This is getting oddly specific. Lumia nodded proudly. The system recognizes your talents. After lunch, the school held a flower arranging contest between grandparents and students. Jiho partnered with his own grandmother. She smiled brightly. Let's make the prettiest bouquet. Jiho laughed. I'll follow your lead. Together they carefully arranged colorful flowers. When the judging ended, The announcer smiled. And first place goes to Yoon Jiho and his grandmother. The audience applauded enthusiastically. Jiho's grandmother hugged him tightly. I knew we'd win. Jiho smiled. Thanks, Grandma. As they walked outside, several grandparents gathered around Jiho. Young man, my granddaughter is about your age. My grandson too. You'd be wonderful friends. Jiho instantly realized what was happening. Please don't start introducing people to me. His grandmother laughed so hard she almost dropped the bouquet. Minwoo walked over, grinning. Looks like you've become everyone's favorite grandson. Please don't call me that. It's already too late. That evening, Jiho and his grandmother enjoyed dinner together. She smiled warmly. You've always been a kind child. Jiho rubbed the back of his neck. I just did what anyone would do. She shook her head. No, you always help people without expecting anything back. Jiho smiled softly. Thanks, Grandma. Before bedtime, Lumia quietly floated beside Jiho. You know, today wasn't so bad. Jiho nodded. Yeah, it was actually really nice. The system chimed one last time. New event unlocked. Talent show registration. Jiho stared at the notification. Absolutely not. Lumia simply smiled. See you tomorrow. Jiho already knew. Tomorrow was going to be another very long day. Chapter 15. The Talent Show. The next morning, Jiho walked into school with one goal. Today, I'm avoiding every announcement board. Lumia floated beside him. Good luck. Why did you say it like that? Jiho carefully walked through the hallway. No posters. No teachers. No student council. He smiled. Maybe today's actually normal. Yoon Jiho. He froze. The student council president stood at the end of the hallway. Holding a clipboard, Jiho slowly turned around. I'm leaving. You can't. 5 minutes later, Jiho sat in the student council room again. What is it this time? The president cleared his throat. Our annual talent show is tomorrow. Okay, we need one final participant. No. The committee members exchanged nervous looks. You've become one of the school's most popular students. The audience would love to see you. Jiho sighed. I have no talent. Minwoo, who had somehow wandered into the room, raised an eyebrow. Didn't you play the piano when we were kids? Jiho blinked. I did. Ding. Main quest. Perform one talent on stage. Reward. Confidence LV.1. Goddess points times 1000. Mystery reward. Failure. Your name remains on the announcement board for 1 month. That's psychological warfare. Lumia nodded proudly. We've upgraded. The following afternoon, the school auditorium was completely full. Students, parents, teachers, even graduates had returned. The announcer smiled brightly. Our next performer, Yoon Jiho. Thunderous applause erupted. Jiho walked onto the stage. Why am I doing this? A grand piano waited beneath the spotlight. Jiho quietly sat down. He took a deep breath. Then, he began to play. Soft notes echoed through the auditorium. The lively chatter disappeared. Every student listened in complete silence. His fingers moved gracefully across the keys. The melody was gentle, warm, comforting. Several grandparents from the previous event smiled. Teachers quietly closed their eyes. Even Lumia floated silently nearby. When the final note faded, the auditorium remained silent for several seconds. Then, a deafening standing ovation erupted. Clap, clap, clap. Jiho stood and bowed politely. Thank you. Backstage, Minwoo rushed over. Bro, that was incredible. Jiho smiled shyly. I was nervous. You couldn't tell. Quest complete. Golden light surrounded Jiho. This time, instead of gasps, the audience simply smiled. Somehow, the glowing effect felt peaceful. Skill acquired. Calming presence LV.1. Effect. Your music and gentle actions naturally comfort those around you. Jiho blinked. This actually fits. Lumia smiled warmly. See, not every reward is embarrassing. Jiho nodded. I like this one. The mystery reward appeared. Mystery reward. A beautifully wrapped gift box materialized. Jiho carefully opened it. Inside was a small silver piano-shaped keychain. Attached was a note. Never stop sharing your kindness. Jiho smiled softly. I'll treasure this. After the talent show ended, the principal called Jiho onto the stage one last time. Before everyone goes home, I'd like to thank Yoon Jiho. for reminding us that true beauty isn't just appearance. It's kindness. The audience applauded once more. Jiho felt his cheeks grow warm. Thank you. That evening, Jiho sat by his bedroom window. The silver keychain gently swayed in the breeze. Lumia floated beside him. So, how do you feel? Jiho looked up at the night sky. When this system first appeared, I thought it was ruining my life. Now, he smiled. It still ruins my peace. Lumia laughed. But, I've met wonderful people. I've made new friends. I've helped others. Maybe, it's not completely terrible. Lumia smiled proudly. I knew you'd say that someday. End of Volume 1. As Jiho prepared to sleep, one final golden notification appeared. New main story unlocked. Volume 2, The Internet's New Darling. Jiho's eyes widened. Wait, that title sounds terrifying. Lumia simply giggled. It absolutely is. Thank you for listening to II Fiction Stories. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. See you next time.